right now.
Hey all, just getting ready while Anti-Tracker ends.
On screen.
Probably be over a minute. But welcome.
Let's get lost in that magic place all alone.
Soon as Anti-Tracker is over, we'll go on. He's one putting me on. Anti-Tracker is over. Or is he not? No. On. Nope, that's my own voice. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're good.
I'm a man, I'm a teaser, I'm a man.
So, okay. There's Anti-Tracker as he ends his stream. Welcome, everybody.
Could take weeks, sir.
Thank you, Thomas Potts. I'll get to it in 1 minute. Or as soon as Anti-Tracker's over.
He's dead.
There you go. And don't forget, check out Bird of Prey, because look at that guy. He's streaming my stream live while I'm streaming his stream live.
Is my head cut off? It is.
Look at that.
Mamo Pray.
So we're getting totally meta here.
Could you take the,
Say anything, or is he just going to pick his nose? He likes to pick his nose. And don't forget, check out Bird of Prey.
can you take the pillow?
Look at that guy. He's streaming my stream live while I'm streaming his stream live.
You didn't cut off my head. I cut off my head. Camera's good. Could you take the,
Play it at low speed.
Qapla, everybody. I'm still listening to Anti-Tracker stream end in my ear. I have to pause it now because he's listening to me at low speed. And it's going to just drive me nuts. So, okay, I actually have to cut Anti-Tracker off. Welcome, everybody. Qapla, this is the Bird of Prey 5 BedLife stream for Friday, November 22nd, 2019. And yes, I'm a little later than usual because I switched spots with Anti-Tracker today. He asked very nicely. It's nice that we do this, that we look out for each other here. It is really nice. He doesn't have to ask. He could have just gone live, 20 minutes before I normally would. And I would have just been like dribbling there, or I would have had to go live and, maybe get 2 people from his stream. Although technically, I don't think notifications went out for his stream. And I think they did go out for mine. So I might have actually got more people, but it still wouldn't have been right. Welcome all. And I see, and Joseph Patrick with a €2 super chat. And Thomas, yes, I already talked about Thomas. I'll get to his first. Thank you, Joseph. I'll get to your chat in just a second. Okay, so Joseph was here early, said nice setup. Thank you, Joseph. Thomas Potts was first when I actually went live. Welcome, Thomas. Hi. Cinnabon Bunny says hi. Welcome, Cinnabon. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hello in Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson. John Street says hi. Birdo Bites. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. And greetings, Josh Street, even though you said Birdo Bites. Joseph says, hey, the crazy Alexander super chat is playing. Yeah. Sci-Fi Nation's Anti-Trigger streamed. Yes, he did, but his alerts didn't go out. So unfortunately, if you didn't check Twitter or Discord, you missed them. Or if you on antitracker.com, you could have got a notification. But yeah, YouTube just decided not to send out his notifications. I guess as a 10,000, as a welcome to the 10,000 club present from YouTube. And he got like 6 new subscribers during the course of the stream, which makes me very jealous. Darth Revan says Bird of Prey, sponsored by Beagle Bites. Sci-Fi Nation, welcome, says greetings Bird of Prey, Mamo Prey, Sassio Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings Sci-Fi Nation. And then there's Thomas Potts, $4.99 super chat, says, what made you more happy about Frank and Freddie? What made you more happy? Hearing about Frank and Freddie or Anti-Tracker 10K? Okay, well, there was nothing to hear about Frank and Freddie. That was totally fake news. So obviously, Anti-Tracker making 10,000 subscribers was better because it's the only real news I was given. Captain Cat says hi. Welcome back, Captain Cat. Wesley Crushes his Bird of Prey. Forget Anti-Tracker. It's bird time. Yes. Wesley says greetings, birds, turds, and Lore Reloaded. Is Lore here? Carlo Albanese says hi. Welcome, Carlo. Josh Street says lol. 47 Yorktown says hello, Mr. Bird. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Sci-Fi Nation. I got no notification for Anti-Tracker. Hashtag PooTube shenanigans. I'm sorry, Sci-Fi Nation. Mamo Prey says hi, hello all. Welcome, Mamo Prey. Trek 95. Okay, Mamo Prey's going to read. And Joseph Patrick with his €2 super chat says, yesterday I nailed My Way karaoke. Second day I'm here. You've been here more than 2 days, Joseph. But congratulations. And John Araki with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. Not kissing Dax, but you gotta love those Klingon birds of prey. Yes, so glad you should, well, you can't. I was going to say you should record My Way and put it up, but you know what would happen if you did. So we'll just have to live with it. Trek 95 is Bird of Prey. Hello, everybody. Be nice to limit Frank and Freddie for 5 minutes. Yeah, it would. And Trek 95, I hope your mom is feeling better, of course. Anti-Tracker broke the news on that. I was sorry to hear. But I did hear she was out of surgery. I do hope she feels better soon, as does Mamo Prey. Mike Richards says, hi, Mop. Aberjam UK says, sorry. Bird of Prey, sorry, Bird. I only talk to streamers with 10K subs or more. You know what, Aberjam? That's fine. I don't take it personally. Anti-Tracker, though, does lend me his streamers when he's not using them. It's his subscribers. So, if you wanted to, you could. Rock Solid says, remember, people, smash that like button, share via socials, set chat to live, turn mic and camera on before going live, donate if you can, join the subscribe star, don't abuse emojis, and down with Karoga. No, Rock Solid, no, you're so close. You were so close to a perfect statement. So close. Now you're up with Karoga. Hail, Karoga. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, can we ask for favors on the day of your daughter Freddie's wedding to Frank? And if so, we all want new cars and computers. Okay, well, A, Freddie is not my daughter. B, Freddie and Frank Sinatra never did anything together. And C, no, I can't buy you cars and computers. You have to pick one or the other. I'm sorry. Trek95 says, yummy Beagle Bites. Mike Richards says, no notifications for Anti-Tracker. Yes, notifications for Bird. Bird wins. Indeed. That means YouTube approved. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, the Anti-Tracker site hasn't notified me except for once. Well, it should notify you about me, at least. I'll take a look, Sci-Fi Nation. It did stop for a few days. Then it came back, and I'm getting notifications. Do you get them to email or to desktop push notifications? I would try email if the push notifications aren't working. Josh Street says, Trek 95 Sassy has made a new item called Birdo Bites. Yes, Birdo Bites. Joseph Patrick says, hi, Joel. Joel. Oh, Joel. God damn it. Bob O'Prey, Sassy, and the Flock. Actor says, artificially or naturally flavored. I don't know. You'd have to ask. Carlo Albany says, hey, Mom O'Prey, hope you are well. She's well enough. Well enough. Track 95 says, Josh Street, what flavor? Joseph says, not today. I wrote to today as today. Oh. Today as today. Gotcha. So it wasn't 2 days in a row. Today. Today. Understood now, Joseph. Track 95, she is doing well, but in pain. I am sorry to hear that. Josh Street says, Track 95, Sassy set in barbecue flavors. Rock Solid says, Track 95, prayers to you and your family. Cinnabon says, Sci-Fi Nation, any news on your stream this weekend? Yeah, you were going to stream possibly Saturday, but now Saturday is going to be the big Nerdrotic and Anti-Trekker stream. So I'm curious. Harry Skur, welcome Harry, says 16th to like youngster. 16th to like youngster. Am I a youngster? I don't think I am. But if that means you like the stream, Harry, thank you so much. Wesley Crushers is Bird of Prey. You need to get your health up so you can make it to Dragon Con one of these years. I would love to get my health up, Wesley. Dragon Con would be somewhere on the list, but there's about a bajillion things I would do before I go to Dragon Con. Not that I wouldn't want to go to Dragon Con, but Jesus, 10 years of not being on your feet. You got a pretty big list before various cons come into the picture. But I wish one day, Wes, if I am extremely lucky, that will happen. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, how long are you going to be streaming? Not terribly long, Rock Solid, I'll tell you that. It's 6:30 Eastern now. I would probably say that by 7:30 Eastern, I'm probably going to be calling it a night. It is a little late for me, and frankly, I still have things to do. I am working. I know it's been a long time, but I'm actually working on videos to put out, and I'm working on one thing in particular I don't want to go into details about, but I like the progress I've made. I'm hoping by Monday it might be something that'll be available, but probably later in the week. But the earliest would be Monday, and I would like to do some more work on it. Plus, there's at least 2 other videos I want to get out. Actor says maybe if they finally have real dragons there. Well, if they have real dragons, then that's different. Sci-Fi Nation says should be both. Joseph says people are ungrateful. I paid a compliment about a mustache, and the lady started screaming at me. Or did you just assume her gender, Joseph? Track 95 says someone get that bird. Bird said he is curious. Can a man not say he's curious anymore without it becoming some type of international incident? It's like you people are trying to get me to quote out of context. Roxas says you may not stream if Nerdrotic and Anti-Trekker are streaming Bird of Prey. If I were human, I believe my response would say, go to hell. If I were human, yes. Yes, Spock's famous words. The Enterprise's report to Space Dock for decommissioning. Cinnabon Bunny says top 5 Yule logs. You know, that's not the worst idea. But no, it's not top 5 Yule logs. Sci-Fi Nations is Bird of Prey. Got the new battery today, fully charged, and the laptop would not turn on. Dang. Says going to see about a webcam and microphone for the desktop, so live stream is on hold for the time being. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Sci-Fi Nation. But if you couldn't turn it on, even with the power plug, I'm not surprised the battery isn't. That you can't get on because of the battery. John DeMarco says, hello everyone. Welcome, John DeMarco. Track 95 says, Bird of Prey. If it is what we talked about, I would be happy to help. I don't believe it's what we talked about, Trek, but thank you. Wesley says, Bird of Prey. All I meant was, if Anti-Trekker ever hosts a panel at a con. Sure, if Anti-Trekker hosts a panel at a con, would I love to go? Probably, and hang out at the hotel bar or something and not actually go to the con. Yeah, I would do that. That's probably where Mrs. Anti-Trekker would be anyway. Aberjam UK says, Bird of Prey, no shame in being curious. I'm not sure if I want a Harley or a Honda. Guess I'm bike curious. Well, Honda if you want quiet, and Harley if you want to look like a badass. But whichever one. I didn't even know they sold Harleys in the UK. I guess it only makes sense. Sci-Fi Nation says it was plugged in with a full charge, but nothing. Ah, well, things happen for reasons, even if we don't know why. Yeah, and a lot of times those reasons are bad, cheap Chinese capacitors in your laptops. Just saying. Okay, so I want to show you guys something that Mamo Prey sent me. No, not Anti-Trekker's stream. This, yes, well, I'm not going to sing too much. But Mamo Prey found this on Facebook. A little beagle here and some musical notes. Fly me to the moon. Let me a-roo among the stars. Let me see what squirrels are like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, a-roo-roo-roo. In other words, I love jerky. There you go. That's for Sassy. Sassy and her jerky. And again, my head is cut off when I go to this screen. I have to make an adjustment. Let's see. Sorry about that. I should have dealt with this earlier. Layout. Top. We cut off less of the top. There we go. There we go. Now I don't feel like such an idiot. Though I still probably look like one. Okay. So we got Aru and squirrels on Jupiter and Mars out of the way. This story. This one was a crazy one. This is actually from last week. I don't know if anybody's heard it. I haven't seen it played on the news, but I don't watch the news all that much. A deputy involved in a teenage quadruple amputee arrest identified. And
we begin with late Sheriff's Department.
Just gonna
that the investigation is no longer
actually this is not the video I want. This is it. So this is looks like to be in a group home, and this guy, he's a quadruple amputee. Now I'm gonna be honest, his language is pretty rough. So he is not that he's particularly a friendly guy, but he's a quadruple amputee. He has nothing, no arms past the elbows, and he has no legs. How much trouble could he really be that the sheriff has to lean on him? Look at him. That's him. What the hell is he really going to do? I mean, that you have to be... You can't handcuff the guy. I mean, how do you arrest somebody like that? You just put him in the back of the car, I guess? But what gets me, and I gotta say, I mean, as much as I feel bad for this dude, I don't know. Also, this guy, this sheriff is a bit of an a-hole. He does he does give the person who videotaped it a problem and ended up arresting him too. But that's neither here or there. This guy, I gotta say, even though he's a quadruple amputee, he gets around far better than I do. I gotta give him credit. Look at that. He's managed to find a way to move with just his stumps. And now I kinda makes me feel even more useless. Like, I have all my legs and I can't get out of bed myself. I can't get out of bed. This guy doesn't have legs or arms, and he's able to get around. Now, granted, it's a little awkward. He kind of belly flops around, looks a little bit like a fish out of water. I mean, it's not funny, but at least he manages to get around. I mean, I don't know how he does some other things. I don't want to ask, but he's up and he's doing things, even if that's getting arrested. I kinda have to give him mad props. Mad props. Although his language, but you know what? If you were in that condition, I don't think anybody would fault you for the language you were using, especially if somebody's arresting you, and there they arrest the guy that was videotaping him the first time. That's just nuts. That's just nuts. Yeah, look at him. There he goes. He gets around on the floor. So, yeah, apparently after this video came out, the sheriff that arrested him, the sheriff's deputy that arrested him, is now being brought up on charges. I'm not sure what they actually charge him with, unless it's legal to record a cop in Arizona, which it might be, in which case he should certainly face some type of disciplinary action. But come on, guy. You're going to arrest a quadruple amputee. It reminds me of when I was in the hospital and I couldn't move. I had tubes in me. I was paralyzed. I had less movement than I have now, which is not enough to get out of bed. And some lady was giving me some social worker came in. My father was was on the other side of he was in the hospital too as a patient, dying. He was dying. He never left that hospital. He went in the hospital. He didn't come out. I did. This was after my initial hospitalization. This was 2011. So yeah, I had an operation to get a fluid packet out from behind my lung. Major operation. Big scar, tubes coming out of me, a lot of pain, and this social worker starts going off on me about some bullshit, and I'm getting angry because I'm listening to her while my dad is dying, a few yards, maybe 100 yards down the hallway. I can't even get to see him, and I'm getting pissed. So the only thing I could reach, the only thing that was in front of me was a plastic tube thing that you blow in to watch the ball go up and down to exercise your lung. And I just hit it down to make a noise. I was pissed. And she's like, "Oh, call security, call security." Like, what the fuck are you doing? Call security. What am I going to do to you? You're 15 feet away from me. I can't get out of bed. I can't touch my feet. I can't pick up a piece of paper if it falls off the bed. What am I going to do to you over there? She's like, "Call security." And luckily, somebody came over and looked at her and looked at me. And I guess convinced her that was a pretty stupid thing to do. And we got a new social worker. Yeah. Bob O'Prey was also. Yeah, she was no good. I don't know what she was doing there. But yeah, she had some issues. And then there's Narwhal, the rescued puppy with a tail growing out of its forehead. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Of course they got rid of the video, those bastards. But yeah, Narwhal He's got a little tail, and it works. It's a working tail. Apparently, they did x-rays. It's not connected to anything, but he's got a tail growing between his eyes. It's crazy. That could be the next evolution of dogs. In, 20, 50 years, we could have a new breed of dog that has a second tail growing out between its eyes. That's crazy. Unicorn dogs. Well, they're calling them narwhal. But yeah, basically unicorn dogs. So I wonder if a unicorn was actually just a horse with an extra tail. Although a horse tail doesn't look pointy like that. Well, anyway, let's get back to the chat. Where are we? John DeMarco says hello, everyone. Welcome, John DeMarco. I read that one. Okay. Where are we? Ozzy NF, welcome Ozzy NF, says happy Friday, Ozzy. Aberjam UK says Bird of Prey, which is your favorite doctor and why? Well, I would say Dr. McCoy, because he seems to have the best ethics and the best temperament for the job. But I'm assuming you mean Doctor from Doctor Who, to which I have to plead ignorance. I know. I am not a Doctor Who fan. I've seen like 2 episodes, and I have no idea which Doctor it was. They were like 5-6 years ago. Doctor Who didn't do anything for me the few times I tried to watch it. Sorry. Joseph says Harleys are sold everywhere. I would buy one, but I'm afraid of less than 4 wheels. I hear you, Joseph. I hear ya. Roxanne says, I take offense in Bird of Prey, implying we're trying to get him to say things. He admitted himself that I like men. That's me saying it, not Darth Vader. I did not say that until just now. Agnew says, if you're in the UK, buy a Triumph. They erase the I and send a photo to Bird and enjoy the confusion. A Trump. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, another great song, only you can perform. Thank you. Aberjam UK says, Bird of Prey, I hope that doggy doesn't run into the Doom Squirrel. The Doom Squirrel better be careful she doesn't run into Sassy, or he doesn't run into Sassy. Sassy is the scourge of the squirrels, which if Schronmore was here, he would reinforce that. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, Anakin got mad at the cops. Anakin. John DeMarco says, KOLD, that's ironic. Actress says, this is just a scratch. William Devine says, I'll bite your legs off. That could have been what he said. Sci-Fi Nation says, just to put a spit mask on him and throw him over the shoulder. He can't do anything else. Why was he rolled up like a sausage? And what in the jail would pay the cost of taking care of him? Effing hell. Exactly. I mean, look at that guy. I mean, I don't want to point out the obvious, but he can't even wipe his own butt. He's got no arms. He's got no hands. So is there somebody at the jail that's going to wipe his ass? Who gets that job? You got to ask, did he really do something that's so bad that I'm going to wipe his ass for him? The police officer that brings him in should be the one responsible for doing that. Actor says he can probably fly better in Space Engineers. You son of a bitch. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, is that your role model? I wouldn't say role model. I will say hero. Yosef says, what did the guy do? Definitely not armed robbery. I have no idea what he did. Sci-Fi Nation says, is it legal to record cops? It's legal to record cops in all 50 states, Bert. Is it sci-fi? Because I could have sworn we had some local municipalities try to say it is not. Aberjam UK says, cops hate being recorded. They do. John DeMarco says, your anger is legendary, Bird. Thomas says, you should have bit that social worker. You know, if she was closer, but she wasn't. Sci-Fi Nation says, nothing they can legally do as long as you're not interfering with them. Okay, maybe they've made that a national law, but I've definitely heard of some municipalities that certainly tell people they can't record. Maybe they can't do it anymore. Sci-Fi Nation. Aberjam says the poor dog Narwhal is going to be chasing his tail forever. Well, if it gets long enough, he might actually reach it. Actor says, well, you have telekinesis, so you're not totally defenseless at range. That is true. I have some minimal telekinesis, although I can never use it for bad. Actor says that can be a tail or a furry. That can be a tail or a furry. Wesley says, bird of prey, Unicorus was a rhino with one horn. Don't all rhinos have one horn? Actor says, every time the dog is happy, it will slap its eyes. I guess. Yosef says, I think your favorite doctor is your dentist. Was visiting multiple times. That's true. Although my doctor visits every couple months, so more times in a year than the dentist, hopefully. Rock Solid says, bird of prey, ask Bop tonight. We could do a few ask Bops. Rambling Canuck says, hello, bird of prey. Take two, lol. Hope all is well. Welcome, Rambling Canuck. And Vile Mike says, howdy, folks. Welcome, Vile. You know what? Let's go over and do some Dear Bops. I don't know how many, but we can get a few in. We are now in Dear Bop segment of the show where I answer your requests for help or support. Okay, well, let's fix this. There we go. I answer your requests for advice. If you need any help with anything in your life, any major issues, you just go to birdofprey5.com/dearbop, and you can submit a completely anonymous, and I stress it is actually anonymous, request for help. You don't have to give your name, though I prefer you give some sort of, name to refer to you as, make up a name or something. So let's see what's first for tonight. This is way back on November 14th. I'm falling behind. Dear Bop, when you worked at the liquor distributor, were deliveries received in the rear? That's how Frank wanted Freddie to receive his loads. Asking for a friend. When I worked at the liquor distributor, deliveries came right up the bottom. If you go in the bottom, the center of the building, it went straight up from the bottom to the top, right up the middle, directly, exactly how all loads should be delivered. And Frankie and Freddie were not a thing. Frankie and Freddie. I should just, any things that come in with Frank or Freddie, I should just auto-delete them. Dear Bob, happy birthday, much love, you're awesome, thanks for everything. We like to speak to you about your car warranty. I thought I was getting a birthday wish. There's no advice there. We don't have a warranty for the truck. It runs till it runs, and when it dies, we turn it in, or we scrap it, and then Mom just takes an Uber when she needs to go out. It'll be cheaper. Dear Bob, Rebecca Ramon called, and she wanted you to know that she has nothing to do with Star Trek. I also talked to Rebecca Remain, and told her you were sorry. Should I send her a card on your behalf, your friend? And actually, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce Rebecca Romaine's last name, number 1 from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And it turns out that she's actually Dutch. So, here's how it sounds.
Romaine.
You heard that?
Romaine.
Now I want to pronounce it romaine, like the lettuce, but it's really a little different.
Romaine. Romaine.
Romaine. So Rebecca Romaine. She's number 1, and Rebecca Ramon. I did mispronounce Roman. I didn't know how to pronounce this name. It's Dutch, but we'll go with Romaine. It's close enough. Rebecca Romaine. Thank you for pointing out my mistakes, friend. Let's see what the comments are. Aberjam UK. Bird rhinos generally have one large horn at the front and a smaller one just behind it. Josh Richards, Bird of Prey. You can't record government agents in the field, border patrol at the border, but you can record cops all you want. Okay, seems like a double standard. Yeah, what about TSA agents? There was certain big-time YouTuber that got roughed up by TSA because he was recording them. Vile Mike says, I believe that most species of rhinos have 2 horns, but one in the front of the other, not side by side. Track 95 says, awesome, dear Bop. Vile Mike says, dear Bop, what do you call a man with no arms and no legs? Answer, you don't call the cops. You call the cops. Oh, you call the cops. Actresses, and I was going to say Matt. That's the classic answer. So what do you call a man with no arms and no legs? Matt. Actresses, and then there's the space rhinos that are almost extinct thanks to cheating Mandalorians. Trek 95 says, please, someone record this. It's being recorded, Trek 95. You can come back and watch it or download it later. Aberjam UK says, Vile Mike, you can throw him in the bath and call him Bob. Resolute Germ with a $5 super chat. And you got it, Resolute Germ. Jackpot. Kissing Dax. Very, very cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. Can't wait till we get to that episode on Wednesdays. Deep Space Nine Wednesdays. Thomas Potts is Bird of Prey. I have to go to work. Good night, everyone. Take care, Thomas Potts. Vile Mike says Aberjam UK, or put him in front of your door and call him Matt. That was what I always heard. You ever have those books? When I was a kid, Truly Tasteless jokes, like volumes 1 through 52 or something. Mama Prey was not happy with those, but at least I was reading. Vile Mike says later to Thomas. Aberjam UK is laughing at Vile Mike. Oh, speaking of books, I do want to get to the book, so I think we're going to pause Dear Bop for a minute. Resolute Germ says hello. Shromore says greetings, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shromore. Aberjam UK says, I think I just got a Dax on. You know, that's a great name for it. Josh reads his Bird of Prey. It's John Araki that wants to have Kissing Dax. No, I think a lot of men here want to have Kissing Dax. John Araki is the one who usually puts in $1 for it. I don't think anybody's complaining about Kissing Dax. Shromore says, and greetings to Sassy, Chaser of Cats, Eater of Cookies, Stalker of Cardinals, Defiler of Cushions, and Scourge of the Squirrels, yes, including space squirrels from Jupiter and Mars. And the Doom Squirrel. Did you hear it, Shromore? I have to do it again. There it is, Shromore. Fly me to the moon. Let me rue among the stars. Let me see what squirrels are like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, in other words, Sassy loves jerky. There you go. That was for you. Sharon Moore. Actor says that effort for Rebecca Romaine and so little for his real love, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Vile Mike's Bird of Prey. How does a man with no arms or legs ring the doorbell? Prehensile. Yes. Joseph says it's almost 1 a.m. and I am starving. Well, eat something, Joseph. Kenwick says that sounds like the start of a stand-up routine. A bad one. Aberjam UK says someone wants to get into Dax's deep space. Excellent. Shrub Boy says excellent. Thank you, Cheryl Moore. Vile Mike says that dog just needs a feather, a mouse, and some racist crows, and it could fly. Dumbo. Okay, actually, we're going to take a little break from Dear Bop. And we're going to come back to me on camera. And Mom will pray. I was asking Mom will pray about one particular book. And she found these others. Mom will pray found some old books I've had for probably since they came out in the 1990s. This is an original Star Trek sticker book. Now, I don't think it's worth anything because I think they still make them. But this one is, let's see if we get a copyright date on this. This is a first edition. Really? Huh? This can't be. Isn't still buying sticker books in 1999. Maybe I did. I guess Deep Space Nine was still on, or just about over. Enterprise hadn't started yet. Okay, so maybe it's not. It looks like a first edition, but yeah. So it still has a ton of stickers in the book. I haven't taken them out. There's pages and pages of stickers. Ships, emblems, control. One of the ones I did take out was a TNG control pad, it looked like. We got stickers. So I'm guessing, although I hate to do it. Oh, there's a Klingon. There's a Klingon symbol I took out. Even in 1999, they were the favorite. We got some Birds of Prey. We got Batleths. We got some Batleths. We got some stupid Bajoran ones. What do we got here? We got to figure out which sticker we're going to... Oh, we got some Starfleet Academy and Starfleet badges. Medical. We got to figure out which ones we're going to put. We got a little bit of room here next to Frank and between the Jeep symbol. We got a... Yeah, this is the one of a couple of pages where I actually took a sticker out. There's a pretty big sticker missing. Looks like I don't even know why. It looks like it's just a next generation control pad. So yeah, we'll figure out some stickers. I guess I'll figure out unless people have opinions. There are some big ones too if you wanna. I don't know. I wonder if their stuff would even stick. It's probably been sitting since 1999 in the garage. Or in a garage since I've moved, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. 3 times. 3 times at least.
Do you have a machete?
It's not a machete, it's a Klingon. I do have a machete and a Klingon. Mekhleth. Does it look like a Klingon weapon, or does it look like a real machete?
It was behind the
Was it in a green?
Yes, it's in the
Then that's a machete. Yeah.
I thought it was me.
Mama Pray asked, do I have a machete? I have both a machete and a Klingon mek'leth. So she found the machete.
There are places in this house I still haven't got.
Mama Pray says there are places in this house she still hasn't gotten to. So this is pretty cool. Also, and this is much heavier. I'm not even sure I can lift it. Oh, yeah. A Star Trek hardcover Star Trek encyclopedia. Updated and expanded edition because it looks like it has First Contact in it. It's got the Enterprise E. I remember reading through this book so many times. This is before Memory Alpha, right? Before Wikipedia and Memory Alpha. This book, it's in full color. And it's hard to see. I know it's upside down. But every page of this book is in full color. They've got entries on just about anything Star Trek. Freaking amazing. And this was what? This was published 1997. So, 2007, 17, 22 years ago. 22 years ago. And it took a book this big, and it probably didn't scratch the surface of everything that was out there. And this was only Alpha Canon, I believe. We have an entry on the Dominion. Dominion Internment Camp 371. The Sidorians, the DOPA system, a planetary system located within the Cardassian Union. From Return to Grace, Deep Space Nine. We have, let's just pick something. We have Korax. The Klingon officer Korax took shore leave on Deep Space Station K7, along with several of his fellow crew members in 2267. Drinking at the station's bar, Korax insulted the Enterprise crew members, including Pavel Chekhov and Montgomery Scott, initiating a barroom brawl. The Trouble with Tribbles TOS. See, this is great. This is great. They didn't mention the Trials and Tribulations. I wonder if it was too early for that. Oh, and here it is. I just so happened. Here's the entry for a Klingon mek'leth. What's the chances? What are the chances? You got a Klingon mek'leth right here. That's why I was a little... When she said you own a machete, I was a little concerned she might have meant my mek'leth. This one still has the dust cover on it. Which is... Really enjoyed this book. It's in pretty good condition. And finally... This book. Oh, that sounded like a car hit something outside. But I know it's wind. It's wind. Things are blowing over.
Okay.
I see. Yeah, okay. Wind. A garbage can blew over. The very close to the bottom is not fully on its side. It's leaning against the other ones. See behind the blue one closer to you? Okay, yeah. That's what happened. That was the noise. But yeah, a ton of leaves blew up in the backyard at the same time. It looks like we're getting some wind outside. Anyway, this book, this has got to be much older. America in Space. In Space! And I had to, like I said, as a kid, I added tape to keep the book from falling apart. Before I knew better. But this book, I remember reading many, many times. Dedicated to the original astronauts of the Challenger crew. where we got 1986. This is 1986, this book. And this is another full color book. It's got pictures from all the different crews and pictures from basically the whole American space program right up and through 1986. Pictures of all the planets, you know. In 1986, you couldn't go on NASA.gov or Google image search and get these pictures. This was a great book to have. What I had Mom looking for, what I asked her, actually I told her not to look for it, but, you know, Mom will pray. She looks anyway. There was this book I had, and here it is. I found it on Amazon, but it's not something, you know, it's not. There's one left in stock, and I'm not sure the quality. Some of the people said that the quality from these used booksellers was terrible. But it's Mysteries of the Unexplained. And this book, if it's the book I'm remembering, it was like the Star Trek encyclopedia, but it was like an encyclopedia of the unexplained. It had entries for all the weird things. The Jersey Devil, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, Ball Lightning, ESP, aliens, lots and lots of different things. Roswell, the different big landings, the different big encounters. Really, really cool stuff. A lot of things I've long forgotten. Ghosts, haunted places. A lot of things I've since forgotten about. Some scary looking pictures of werewolves and vampires and shit. This was like it's a big book. It's a big, heavy book, like pretty much the size of the Star Trek encyclopedia. Not as thick, but just as big, possibly bigger. A lot of stuff in there. Anyway, that's what really got me interested in a lot of the weird stuff, you know, the X-Files type stuff, was having that book, which was a great thing to have back in the day. Unfortunately, that's one book we can't find. I don't know if I still have it. It might have, over the years we've had a few floods, so things I didn't want to get rid of got wet and we had to get rid of it. Like one thing that I always wanted to keep was this like 1902 or 1903 giant dictionary. The dictionary had to be 8 inches thick, and it was hard-covered, big dictionary, and like 8 inches thick. It had like every word in the English language from like 1902. It had computer in it, but computer had there was no electronic meaning to computer. It had all the cuss words, all the bad words, all the words they've erased, words you can't even look up now if you wanted. And they had meanings. They had meanings other than what we've come to mean today. And it was just, I love looking at old dictionaries. It's a way to see how language has changed, and in some way how people and companies have decided to change definitions to kind of force us to stop looking at things. I'm pretty sure that got wet and got thrown out. I thought I asked you about it, and that's what you said. If you ever find it, I'd love to see it again, but I'm 99% sure that got tossed. Because that was in that room, in the boiler room, when it got wet that time. So, well, Mom, okay, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to look at it for it now. Okay. So Mom will pray, might check it out. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have it for next time. That was a dirty book. Physically dirty. Old and dirty and dusty. when my boss died, when Mr. Frank passed away, we were allowed in his house, and we got to the point that the family and his friends and everybody who, had taken the stuff that they wanted already out of his house. And so there was still, like 8 of us there who had the job of clearing out the house completely because the house was being sold. And anything left in the house was just going to be destroyed by, they were tearing down the house. The new buyer was demolishing the house. So it got to the point after, several months of family and family friends coming and taking the mementos and the things they wanted. I mean, he had artwork. He had really expensive bottles of wine. He had tons and tons of stuff that people, they all took stuff and when it was like 2 weeks to demolition, they finally said, okay, well, we've taken everything we wanted. If there's anything you guys want, you're welcome to go pick through it. So I was like, jackpot! And I found so many things. Things to remember, Mr. Frank. I found a really old hand drill. I don't know why I wanted it, but I took it. There was these old bottles of wine that probably have already turned, but I took them. I mean, they left wine behind. They probably don't go for much money. They probably aren't even listed or something. But I was like, hell, a bottle from 1960s, 1930s, I think 1940s, some of them. I'll take them. They're still in my basement, I believe. Although I think Sister O'Prey might have drank some while I was in the hospital. So I got some old wines. I got some old tools, and the best were some adult risque playing cards. He apparently nobody wanted to take these, and in one of the rooms he had like 8 or 9 decks of very risque World War II era playing cards in damn near perfect condition. And then some were from the 70s. So I got those as well. And that was... and he had a whole library. He had a whole freaking library. So we were going through the library, and I was like, any atlas or a book of maps or dictionaries I was taking, because that's the type of stuff I like, or at least used to like when I could get up and read those things. Okay, let's read some comments because I got a little behind here, way behind. Abajam UK says, Bird, you can just call me Abajam or Aber. No need for formalities. Thank you, Aber. I will try to remember Aber. I always like it when people simplify their name for me. Actor says, in current year, racist crows are no more. That's true. Viles is actor. I did not see the new one. I don't care to. Resolute Germ says, so it's worth a hoke, $2.99. Yeah, I don't think it's worth anything, especially with stickers removed. I doubt that the I wasn't looking it up for I guess I was looking it up. I was looking it up to make sure if I removed even an extra sticker that I wasn't devaluing, a $1 million book by $500,000. But once I saw it was in like the $20 range, $20 or $30 range, I said, okay. Not something, I don't know what I paid for it. Does it have a price? Yeah, it does. This was originally $20. The sticker price was $20 in the US. So, I mean, if it's going for $30 now, I don't think it's even kept up with inflation. Let's see. So that's 6:55. I've got I gotta switch this one to live chat. That one's on live chat. Okay. There we go. So I'll bring this one down, and let's get back. Aberjam says actor apparently racist crows are still in the Disney Plus version. Wow. Rezo Jerome, it's worth a whole $2.99. Got it. Kennewick Sabian says you never know what the value of things are on eBay. Some Kennedy half dollars go for $10 on eBay. See, I would think that's a good price. I haven't seen a Kennedy half dollar in so long. Actor says that's at least a big sign before the movie warning about trigger. There's at least a big sign movie. Oh, yes, they do. They warn people about triggering them in the movie, about the movie on Disney Plus. Aber says yes. Ooh, the wind is getting strong out there. Biomite says, actually, I'm glad Disney kept that one on D+. It would have been more shameful hiding that kind of stuff, pretending it never happened. Yeah, it is. Totally. They should not be editing anything. However, they kept the crows, which I give them all credit for, but they've still removed Stark Raving Dad from The Simpsons because it has the voice of Michael Jackson as an uncredited. Michael Jackson voiced the episode of the character, main guest star, even though he wasn't credited in the episode whatsoever. They still removed the entire episode of The Simpsons. Nonsense. Aber says, yes, Hector. Vile Mike. Oh, I just read that. Aber says they put it on all their pre-2000 movies, I think. Kennewick says, need a trigger warning for Donald Duck wearing no pants. D+ endorses male public nudity. Vile Mike says, Kennewick, I have sold Kennedy half dollars for as much as $40 before. Well, that must have been the silver ones, I would hope. Actor says, Mike, they are doing a mix of censoring and warning. That's crazy. Aberjam says, Vile Mike, that's pretty much what their disclaimer says. Vile says the disclaimers are a good idea. Why is it a good idea? You see the movie, what it was meant to be. Kennewick says, alas, Hong Kong Fooey probably will never be on air. Vile Mike says, I have one of those. Aberjam says, I watched Roger Rabbit last night. I swear Donald Duck called Daffy the N-word during the piano scene. That was one of my favorite scenes of all time. As a kid, seeing Daffy and Donald share the screen, I thought it would be something you would never, ever see. I don't think it's ever been done before or since. Okay? Seeing Daffy and Donald in the same movie, in the same scene, at the same time. Frickin' amazing. One of the best points of Roger Rabbit, and hell, one of the points of my childhood, I remember, or early teenage years that I remember. Alexa, when did Who Framed Roger Rabbit come out?
The film Who Framed Roger Rabbit was released about 31 years ago on June 22, 1988.
1988, so I was 10 years old. 9, technically. Hadn't hit November yet. 9 years old. So I guess it was my childhood. Vio Mike says, yeah, that book was great. No need for nerd debates. Yes, pre-internet, along with the Star Wars one. Rezo Germ says, nothing wrong with crows and Dumbo. Adrian says they got rid of the Siamese cats in The Last Lady and the Tramp. Kennewick says, oh yeah, hauled away as garbage guy. Yes. Yes, I hope they were going to put in the part about how Scotty didn't start the fight until he insulted the Enterprise, not when he insulted Kirk. Actresses and rid of their song. That's sad. Vile Mike says, tonight on Masterpiece Theater, Berto Prey reads Star Trek Encyclopedia. I'll start with the A's. Actor says Cardassian Union, a.k.a. the old Kurogan Empire. Aberjam says, every time I break wind, it also sounds like a car crash. Actor says, that would be lore reloaded video, Vile Mike. Kennewick is back when Pluto was a planet. Yes, Pluto will always be a planet to me. Aberjam says now he's just a lousy dog. Not you, Sassy. Actor says, what's those things called? Books. They look like iPads, but different and weird. Yes, they look like iPads without screens, and they open. Vile Mike says it's like the Reader's Digest. Is that the Reader's Digest book? I had that one too. No, this is not the Reader's Digest book. I know the Reader's Digest book. It's very similar, but it's not that one. I just read that. Kennewick says books are iPads with frozen screens. Aberjam says, I swear this whole thing of scientists recategorizing stuff is just because they're bored. They need to keep their jobs. Kennewick says, the Mary Celeste freaked me out as a kid. Oh, yeah. Vile says, and if that book is so full of horse shit that it comes with a pooper scooper. And if it is, that book is so full. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's not that one, but I'm guessing it's probably in the same vein. Wesley says, what's Bird talking about? They're called books, Wes. They were made of paper, and you used to keep them on bookshelves. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, they redefine things because new information and discoveries force them to. They're not forced. Nobody held a gun to their head. Kennewick says, we're reading every book in Bird's collection. It's going to be a long, long time. Aberjam says, Kennewick, you were on the Mary Celeste. Joseph says, Wesley, about 8 inches, obviously. Oh, boy. Vile says, I once dated a girl named Mary Celeste. She disappeared on me. Actor says, the rogue programs of the Matrix, Wesley, ghosts, vampires, etc. Aberjam says, Vile Mike, Pluto is a planet. It's big and round and orbits the sun. Kennewick says, the telescope probe shows Pluto's oblong and dwarf size is why it got demoted, just saying. No, it got demoted because they found a bunch of other things almost as big as Pluto. And if they had Pluto as a planet, they would have had to add like 30 more planets, supposedly. I call bullshit. They could have just left Pluto a planet. Aberjam says, sizest, yes. Kennewick says, yes, big science always picks on the little guy. Actor says, are there many planetoids further than Pluto? Yeah. Yeah, there are. They found a bunch. Vile Mike says, so does Ceres, Macromade, Sedina, some asteroid, and lots of other things. Doesn't make them planets. That's why they need the redefinition of planets. Because otherwise we'd have 15 more, yeah. Kennewick says, old tools in good condition fetch a lot of money. Well, this is not in good condition. In fact, it's seized. I don't know how I can even get it to work. Kennewick says, true, we can't assume Pluto's identity. Aberjam says, scientists are ists and phobes. If Pluto wants to identify as a planet, it should be allowed to. I agree. Guys, I'll be right back. So here are going to be some commercials for your enjoyment. Take you back down memory lane with McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald in Dreamy Breakfast.
This morning it seems Ronald's having a dream.
Time for breakfast, Bertie.
Oh, boy, hotcakes.
Hoppin' McHotcakes. After him, Bertie.
You betcha.
What? Whoops. Gotcha.
Not you. Ronald,
Time for breakfast with a friend.
Wow. Yummy hotcake syrup and butter.
plus juice and milk.
Breakfast,
A dream come true.
McDonald and you.
Hertz introduces great low January sale rates, like $69 a week here in Arizona.
Or only $79 a week here in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, Marty? Well, what about $78 a week here in sunny California?
Poor OJ. Only $59 a week here in sunny Florida. Brutal, Juice, brutal. Hertz, you don't just rent a car. You rent a company.
OJ, you don't just rent a car, you rent a company. Need to fix that. There we go. We're back. We're back. And yes, Sci-Fi Nation, it was a Jaloja. And yes, Kennewick, this tool is not in good condition. I always thought I'd figure out how to get it to move freely again, but I never got around to it. Someday. Aberjam says, Vile, that's a rule that says you can't have... Is there a rule that says you can't have 15 planets in a solar system? Aberjam, think of the children. Think of the children. They have a hard enough time. Right? We had a hard enough time memorizing 9 planets. Imagine having them to remember 9 plus 15 more. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, Pluto told New Horizons it did not identify as a planet. I want to see the tape. Vile says, Aberjam, no, but the difference blurred the lines of what is a planet. And then Wesley Crusher says, what is Bird talking about? So lost. We were talking about Pluto. You know what Pluto is? It used to be a planet. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, think of it this way. Should every asteroid be classified as a planet? Because before at one point they were, before scientists decided that planets should be large enough to be round. Actor says, Bird of Prey, since this weekend Frozen 2 is in theaters, are you an Elsa fan or more of an Anna's fan? I have never seen Frozen or Frozen 2, and I don't plan on seeing them anytime soon. So I can't help you. Vile Mike says their own gravity. Oh, they have their own gravity. Joseph says the rules about what's a planet is clearly stated. Pluto breaks 2 of the 3, so they removed it. Oh. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but it's coming up on 7:30, so I do have to skip to the chats that have Bird of Prey 5 in them. Does Bird qualify as a geode? I wish. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, remember Donald and Daffy, but not Jessica Rabbit. It's official. They remind him of... I remember Jessica Rabbit as well. She just didn't have that scene, but she did say, it's not my fault. I'm just drawn that way. Jessica. Actor says, my Bermuda Triangle book disappeared without a trace some years ago. Richie Poole says, change is the essential process of all living things. Spock. Joseph says, that's a fantastic lecture from Neil deGrasse Tyson on 2011 on YouTube. If you want, I'm not going to watch Neil deGrasse Tyson out on purpose. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, we need to name one of those dwarf planets Kuroga. Oh, wait, and then send Bird there. No, I don't like that idea. The first half was pretty good. Aberjam says, regarding 15 planets, facts don't care about children's feelings. Think of the children. Kennewick says, Qapla, Kennewick. Resolute says, the children, those idiots, they can't ID their own planet. Who cares if they can name any of the others? Trek 95 says, Bird of Prey, there are 9 planets. 4 planets. There are 4 planets. There are 4 lights, yes. If the aliens torture you, just go with whatever they say. Sci-Fi Nation's great stream as always. Bud, live long and alpaca, everyone. Thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, guess who's got 2 thumbs and is getting their streaming equipment set up? Very cool, Rock Solid. Are you gonna go live soon? Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, under new rules for planets, Earth isn't a planet. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a toxic masculinity quarantine zone. Actor says, Bird of Prey, since you said you have a problem using traditional console controllers, why not take a look at the Google? No, I thought I said I didn't have a problem using traditional console controllers. Those 3 fingers don't really come into it. I kind of lucked out. I can use it. The problem is, because of the nerve issues, I'm just not so good with, doing things straight. And I send a press, it becomes a double press. A tap becomes a double tap. But to be honest, that kind of happened before I got sick too, to a point. But I'm pretty decent with a console controller. I just suck at learning the new games. That is one thing that I lucked out with. If I had to lose 3 fingers, those are the 3 to lose. And not that I lost them, but just to lose the use of them. How is Earth a planet? Not a planet. Well, because they're going to define a planet as not having human life on it. Or not having toxic white men. Wesley says it will be the next day when Birds reads this. No, Wes, I had to skip ahead. Rock says it's within a few minutes of you finishing. Okay, guys, go check out Rock Solid Productions. He does retro gaming channel. Please check out his stream. I'm going to be ending, and I hope some of you guys, if not all of you guys, can head over to Rock Solid Production stream. Rock Solid, if you want to put the link in, feel free. If you have the URL ready yet. Otherwise, just go to his channel. You can, let's see. Let's see if this is... I think this is the link to his channel. Yeah, so you can head over to his channel, and he should be live in a few minutes if you want to keep up the fun for tonight. Otherwise, guys, I will talk to you guys tomorrow some point. Although Saturday, it might take tomorrow off. I do want to work on my video. Anti-Trekker is going to be on Nerdrotic. I will see. I will see how things go Saturday. If I don't stream tomorrow, don't fret. But it's a possibility I might take tomorrow off. We'll see. We'll see. Rock Solid says, go play some Ratchet and Clank. Aberjam says, Bird of Prey, I went to my first Bird stream and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Aberjam, what can I do for you? Oh, you know what, Aberjam? We'll do this for you. I haven't done this in a long time. But this is back in the day when I only had like 100 subscribers. I wrote this song about when I lost a subscriber. Like I had like 98 subscribers and I woke up in the morning and I had 97 subscribers and I was very sad. So this is the ode to the unknown subscriber. It's like a super chat. Howdy YouTube, this here's Bird of Prey 5, and I've got an original song for you today. It's called The Ode to the Unknown Subscriber, and it was written by me. One sad morning. It goes a little bit like this. I woke up this morning and opened my channel. Every day is a battle. Every sub more important than branded cattle. But this morning when I checked my stats, I was shocked, I was saddened, I was surrounded by bats. A YouTuber lives and dies by his numbers. Always editing, always avoiding the blunders. But last night, a mistake I must have made, 'cause I lost a subscriber. I'm a failure to my trade. Where, oh where did my subscriber go? Why did he leave? I mean, it could have been a chick, but no. Why, oh why did my subscriber leave? Did I insult them? Did I make fun of something they believe? Are they angry? Are they hurt? Was there anything I could have done not to get burnt? When, oh when will my subscriber return? I can change, I can improve, I can even feel the burn. They're gone, they're never coming back. I need to move on, cut myself some slack. But every precious subscriber, even if I don't know your name, every precious subscriber, I love you all just the same. So I will always miss my unknown subscriber. They didn't leave a comment. What more could I have tried? Maybe I could have given them a briber. Or maybe they just died. Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night. This is Bert.
Thank you
I
all
cut
for
it off
watching my
early.
video. Please
Good night,
remember to
all.
comment,
Thank
like,
you.
and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPray5.com, the new home of everything BirdoPray5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPray5 or on BirdoPray5.com. Take care.